Special effects are everywhere nowadays. Don't look so surprised. Whether it's blue screen, green screen, chroma keying, CGI, or practical effects, buckle up because I'm going to take you on a journey into another world you may not have known existed. And I'm going to explain the evolution of the effects in movies from the past all the way up to modern day cinema. And it's not just movies that are using special effects, we have commercials and TV shows that are using them as well. It's just amazing to me how much of what we see on TV is not really there. It was created by a computer afterwards. Even the actors don't see most of what we see afterwards. It's all created by a computer in post-production. This can be beneficial, but I can also see the detrimental effects it can have on either the actor's abilities or even time constraints that lead to lack of detail, other things that we might notice. One of the main things I'm going to focus on is practical effects versus computer-generated imagery, CGI. A practical effect is a special effect. It's created physically and it doesn't use any computers. So think things such as props or wires and harnesses, things that are happening during the filming process. I know all of this might seem overwhelming, but let's jump in, shall we? 1903 with Georges Méliès. There were no computers at the time, so they had to rely on practical effects to achieve their filmmaking goals. So everything you see is an illusion. This is also by Georges Méliès, Un homme de tête, pardon my French, 1898. It's like they had film and they had cameras and they were just magicians who wanted to record their tricks, and this opened up new opportunities for them, just like how computers have done so nowadays. I did the crossfading, by the way. Very cool. Yes, bravo. That takes us to the Great Train Robbery of 1903 also. That train in the background was not really there during the live shot. Both of these shots were achieved using backgrounds, backdrops, mats, and double exposure. We also see color being used to enhance the visual effect. And seen here, we have some of the first post-production enhancements of gunfire effects. Filmmakers still use this today to enhance action sequences. And many filmmakers still borrow from classics such as this. Where have I seen this before? Now go and get your shine box. With color now in the equation, we have the use of blue screen to create size and scale illusions. Here is the genie that has been released from the bottle in The Thief of Baghdad. And as you can see, he is very large, but it is just an illusion. And here, when he is put back in the bottle, he's very small. To our trained eyes, we can see the blue around him, but nevertheless, very successful technique for the time period. 1933, The Invisible Man. And no, that is not Michael Jackson. They used a mannequin or a dummy prop with the actor's real hands removing the bandages or the wrapping. Again, there were no computers at the time, so how did they achieve this? Well, I'll tell you. They used a black matte background, and the actor was wearing a black velvet suit and standing against the black background. The rest of the shot was inserted later, the people running around and all the furniture, as a separate image. That's my favorite part. The same technique was done for objects. Man in a black velvet suit against a black background holding up objects in the light. Or they used wire also, but it looks like someone's holding. Oh, got him right in the head. Flipping babies over. Hats off to you. The same technique was used in the 1927 movie Sunrise, A Song of Two Humans. We see in the foreground and background objects passing the characters. And that transition was very meaningful to this scene because they're two lovers in a their own romantic world. They're lost in their own world until they're interrupted by the real world. Now I'm gonna sound like a grumpy old man, but allow me to toot my own horn for a minute. I've worked in the audiovisual field with a lot of different software, so I like to think I know what I'm talking about. There are literally dozens of us wizards of the trade who understand how the magic tricks work, so picture this before we get into CGI. Let's take a peek at something. What you see here, you don't necessarily have to agree with, I don't care. I just think it's cool, so if you want to have an open mind, take a look at what I got to show you here. This is the Apollo 11 mission to the moon, and what we see is a shot of Earth. Now, what we are told to believe is that the black space around this ball, little blue ball, is space, outer space. But what I'm going to show you here is how they are using practical effects to create an illusion. The astronauts claim to be halfway to the moon at this point, when really they are still in low Earth orbit. The camera is at the back of the ship, looking at the window. The black space we see around the Earth is the inside of the spaceship, and the window is giving the round shape to the Earth. Here's a little example of what I'm trying to get at.
Nobody knows that they saw it, but they did.
The point is, this technology can be used for bad intentions. I see it as a good thing. Me and Billy Bob Thornton are going to be the first ones to go to the moon, but you believe what you want. Practical methods can be used to effectively achieve convincing results. But with all that out of the way, let's take a jab at bad CGI. Gravity-defying stunts. But, oh, that looks terrible. And look, here's Dwayne the Rock Lobster Johnson coming in. It's okay, I'm here for you. I remember seeing Final Fantasy Spirits Within when I was younger, and I thought it was realistic as hell, the most realistic thing I'd ever seen. The problem is with humans, it's really hard to animate humans because we see each other every day. We notice all our little micro expressions. It's something we're very familiar with, so it's harder to convince us it's not artificial when it is. And now we have technology that is just scary as well as exciting in a way. It's just amazing what we're able to do with computers now. This would be very bad if it fell into the wrong hands. Or face, haha. We use motion capture to create more realistic movements, either for real animals that we know about, or fantasy creatures or sci-fi movies. See, this shark looks real to me because I don't see a shark that often. Water we've had down pat since Titanic and before possibly. When we notice bad CGI or special effects, we lose our suspension of disbelief and our immersion in it, and we come out of the movie and we're reminded that we're watching a movie. All right, the granddaddy of them all, Titanic. Probably, in my opinion, the best blend of practical effects and computer-generated effects. I like to think of filmmaking as like a magic trick, sort of. When we know what the trick is, it's no fun. It's not good. It's just amazing what you can do. Little miniature models, a little movie magic, and voila, you've got yourself an awesome scene. Some stunts and some computer graphics, you can really make things pop. But it should only be used to enhance, is what I'm trying to get at. It shouldn't be used the whole time. When all you got is a blue screen to work with, the actors are going to suffer. They're not going to be able to interact with their environment the way they would if it was really around them. When they have to pretend, and then we have to suspend our disbelief, everyone's in for a bad time. You're going to have a bad time. Should only be used to enhance. Faraway shots of people are great. It's cost effective. We don't have to spend money on all these extras. You can use it to populate areas with objects or vehicles or even people from a distance. It's also a good thing for safety reasons. You wouldn't want to do a practical effect of that. And it's great for location. You don't have to travel. It's very expensive to travel to, I don't know, is this Mount Everest? I think so. Why would you really go there when you can just do it on a green screen? Digital rendering, layering in a computer. But see, this is where I think it suffers. All the action that's happening is in the computer. What are the people doing? They're standing around, looking cold. Yeah. See, explosions are fun. Everyone likes explosions. A little bit of green screen, you can enhance it a little. It's great. Now, what you gotta do here, that was a fake explosion. It was all in the computer. but they used real fire as a reference for the CGI fire. So, are we relying too much on computers to solve our problems? I think so. If I gave you a problem, 2 plus 2, do you reach for a calculator? No, you solve it practically. A more complicated problem, you might want to reach for the calculator. All right, Transformers, Michael Bay. He also used practical effects. So when you think you see explosions by Michael Bay, it's not all computers. A lot of it is. Come on, you got giant robots fighting. It's amazing. But practical effects still hold up, I think. I'll take practical effects any day. In fact, I'll take no effects, really. Just give me a good old coffee and cigarettes, sitting down talking at a cafe. But creating little miniature models and blowing them up is always fun. Doing it in a computer, it's alright, but I don't see the appeal so much, and I only feel that I feel like it makes everyone suffer. The moviegoer's experience suffers because they see bad CGI, or the director or whoever, the filmmaker, didn't put as much effort into the storyline or the character development or any of the important things. What makes a movie great? What makes a movie great is not the special effects. The special effects are only used to enhance, is what I'm getting at. Anyway, thank you for watching. Bye-bye.